Recording in progress.
So let's see who you have here. I know Lynn and Lisa on this side, and Michelle, yes, and Ash, Laura, and Tori. We know everyone, and I'm Diana. So we will be starting soon. I think one more student showing up now. I think I saw her carpooling and so take this time to get back into your body, into your breath. Get any kinks out of the body because soon we'll get the legs up the wall. She's running. Must be Carrie, right? She's so cute. Welcome. Grab a wall space. We'll be against the wall today. And we need blocks and small bolster and blanket maybe. All right. So we will start in Viparina Karani, legs up the wall. So we will be just sliding next to the wall as good as we can, and then drop into our elbow and swing the legs up the wall. Then we'll prop a block under our hips. So we bring the hips higher to have a nice line of energy going into the heart, from the lower chakras to the higher chakras, around the heart and the throat. First, we're going to connect with our deep breaths. So let's allow right hand to come to the center of the chest and left hand on the belly. And we'll take some deep, long, meaningful breaths. Connecting with our body, connecting with our energy right here, right now. Becoming present in our own bodies, in our own existence. Enjoying each breath that comes. And let's practice the square breath for the next couple of minutes. We're gonna inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 2. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Continue on a few more cycles to really feel the benefits of this breathing. Allowing losses oxygen to come into the body, into the chest, into the thymus glands, thyroid and parathyroid. Breathing in that prana from the universe into your body. And letting go of the stagnation, the used energy, the apana. And notice how this breath actually feeds your body, feeds your brain, brings life into your existence. Acknowledging the benefits of this exchange of gases between us and the universe. We give out CO2 for the plants to thrive, and we take in oxygen for us to thrive. It's a kind universe we live in, and we are grateful. We give and we receive. And we receive to the extent that we give. So have those exhalation full and complete so you can receive a nice, long, deep breath. So yin yoga is time to give back to you, to build yourself, to build your body, to truly live in your temple, to acknowledge it, to praise it, to give it your love, your compassion. So we'll take this time to really do that. Each breath, each movement, each moment of stillness, of silence, we soak it in and we enjoy it fully. And let's start to move the right leg, bring it off the wall for a moment, and point and flex that foot. Bringing some movement into the ankle joint. And now create a circle, one direction. And then the other. Great. Release that leg back down. And let's do the left leg, point and flex. And circle your ankle. And the other direction. Great. And bring that leg back down to the wall. Let's bring the block out from underneath. And we will scooch closer to the wall. And let's go ahead and open the legs to a nice straddle. If you feel you need those blocks to support your hinges, go ahead and use them. Or just enjoy this openness into the inner thighs and the groin. Having this energy come and meet into the center right at your navel point. In your Manipura chakra, the energy wheel of the body, where we store the energy, the prana, the chi. And let's bring the arms overhead, creating a V position with the arms as well. So we're letting the back of the hand drop to the floor. Just breathe into this open chest, allowing the energy to circulate from left leg to right arm. Enjoying. And we are pressing that heel towards the wall, activating the sciatic nerve, the end point of the sciatic. So noticing these points of contact of the body. Your sits bones, your groin, maybe the back of the heels, back of your thighs, maybe the calves. Middle back and upper back. Then out through the arms, shoulders, elbow. Now let's go ahead and bring the legs back in, touching our heels, touching the soles of the feet together, creating a diamond shape with the legs. And slide the arms overhead, creating a diamond shape with your arms. A 3 diamonds. So the lower diamond runs from the heels to the center, right at the navel point. Then a higher diamond from below the heart at the rib cage point, up into the fingertips. Notice these lines of energies in the body, those meridians. On the inside of the legs, we have the spleen meridian. That has to do with processing of food, physical matter, but also of emotions, of feelings, of situations that we have to face in life. So we are helping our spleen to be strong. The inside of the arms, we have the heart meridian. So we are activating our heart center. And now we'll guide the breath in such a way to breathe in through the back body from tailbone to crown, and breathe out from the center of the crown to the front of the body down to the tailbone. So circular pattern, inhale up the spine, exhale down the front. And imagine this cycle of life. In Qigong, it's called the heavenly circuit. So we're breathing up our spine and down the front of the spine, creating a rhythm, creating a closed circle of energy, of life force that we can contain in our own body. Breathing through all the chakras. And now to accentuate the pose a little bit, we drop the heels down as far as you like, creating a comfortable edge in this open butterfly pose. So yin yoga, it's about finding a comfortable edge in any position or shape you're trying to achieve. Then you connect the breath into that shape or pose. You find stillness and you let the time take effect. And this is how the body gets to receive the energy, the healing, the transformation, the restorative nature of yoga. Because we always give and give and give, and we can get depleted. So yin yoga is for us to get replenished, to get reconnected, to get to recollect, to be strong and active again. It is part of yoga, it is not outside of yoga. And it's part of being human. We have to do and then we have to rest so we can do more. Especially as women, since we're a group of ladies here, we know how we always give and give and give to kids, to parents, to spouses. Being teachers, we give to our students. Being workers, we give to our employer, to our co-workers, to everything and everyone all the time. And when there is time for us, we need to set up time away from our busy lives, to be alone, to be in stillness, to receive, to recover, and to be grateful for this body that takes us through this physical experience of life. Now let's gently bring the knees together, making sure we are still close to the wall. Maybe we need to scooch a little bit more again. So get as close to the wall as you can. And we will drop our knees to the left. Creating a nice gentle twist here. Our arms will travel towards the right and we turn the head to the right. And notice the areas that grab your attention right now. Which is the loudest area in your body? Where do you feel the deepest sensation? Just be a curious child and inquire and see what's going on in that area of the body. He probably has a message to tell you. Maybe it's shy and it only whispers. Maybe it's loud and it really screams. If it screams, back off a bit. We don't want anything sensational. We want to feel a sensation, but don't make it overly sensational. And let's allow our left hand to rest on the right knee. And see if that adds to the posture. If it doesn't, go back. And take those deep, long breaths for the right side of the lung. Here we have 3 lobes, so we have a lot more breathing capacity on the right because we don't have to make room for the heart. So we have these 3 big lobes. So let's let them receive the greatest amount of energy, the greatest amount of oxygen. And we are also receiving a lot of flow into the armpit, into the lymphatic system, and the side of the neck, activating the vagus nerve, the scalenes. Holding the breath, it's also good in this pose. Inhale a full breath, and maybe on a hold to create some space in an area that feels restricted. Let your side body breathe and open up, creating space in our lungs and allowing ourselves to breathe deeper. We learn to breathe very shallowly. We came away from that deep belly breath we had as babies. So we gotta allow that to come back into the body to receive, to feel this body nourished by full amounts of oxygen. Rib cage expands, making spaces between the vertebrae, making those floating ribs really feel expansive. Just allowing the body to feel open into its side. Down the armpit, down the arm, into your wrist and fingers. Just enjoying this extra amount of energy. Receiving and being grateful that you get to be with your right lung. Like meditate with your right lung. And let go of that hand and gently transition back to neutral. Take a moment in the center. And staying close to the wall, we're gonna drop the knees to the left now, or to the right. Dropping the knees to the right is gonna open the left side of the body. Just noticing how more challenging or easier would be to move on this side. Maybe our left side is more open or more restrictive. Just noticing without judgment, just for information, so we know what to do here. We allow the knees maybe to touch, maybe they don't, that's okay. And we just move the arm out to the side and the head turn to the left. Activating the vagus nerve on the right side of the neck now, cranial nerve number 10, which actually improves the serotonin level in the brain. So we are working on our mood here. We always work in our mood in yoga. So allow yourselves to bring a smile on your face. Just really enjoy this pose. Make it easy, comfortable, and pleasant, so you can be here for the next few breaths, enjoying fully. And notice the space between the hip crest and the rib cage. And breathe into that space. If we sit, we usually collapse in our posture, and this area gets really constricted. And these organs in this area can suffer greatly. We have the pancreas, the islets of Langerhans, we have our stomach, our spleen, our internal organs that work for us 24/7. So we get them a chance to breathe now, to relax, to feel that they get some attention. Just like little children, they want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged. And maybe we also would send them some things, being grateful for what they do. And notice the line of energy from the armpit to the elbow and down the arm to the wrist, into your fingers, acknowledging this prana, this life force that circulates throughout your body through these meridians, keeping us alive, energetic, and functionable, enjoying life. And now we also can take some intentional breaths for our heart center. Breathe in through the back of the heart. Next breath to the side. Opening up, unraveling some of these walls of protection that we sometimes build around the heart in order to protect ourselves. But sometimes they also protect us from feeling the joy of life. And now deep breath from the front of the heart, right into the center and front. Deeply acknowledging our heart and all it does for us, beating 24/7, no vacations, no breaks, no sick days. Deeply acknowledge your heart. It pumps all this blood throughout all your body to the smallest peripheral vessel in your fingers and toes. All right, so let's slowly turn back into center, or even stay on that side in order to get up. So we need to press right hand or left hand into the floor and lift off gently. We're gonna transition, but before we get to the next pose, we're gonna do a few cat cows to wake up the spine. So inhale, lift the head and chest and tailbone, and exhale, reverse into a cat. Just moving the energy a little bit. We had a lot of sacral energy going in that Viparina Karani, so we activate our creativity and creation center. Now we're moving and spreading all that energy throughout all the chakras as we do the cat cow. Great. A few more, it really feels good. So let's continue. All right. And we'll get close to the wall again. We're gonna step into the left foot. And we will bring the right knee back with the foot and shin up the wall. So we're gonna scooch back again as far as we need. So the right leg is gonna be bent at the knee. Here is where you may need your blanket to have a nice soft cushion under your knee. So we're gonna put some good amount of weight on that knee. So this is called a half saddle. So we're gonna be lifting up And sitting as tall as we can against the wall. First with the hands to the side and trying to drop the chin to the chest, lengthen the back of the neck so we can just really have contact with the shoulders maybe. And you can use your blocks here as well. If that wall is not supportive enough, you can just have your blocks here. Yeah. This is going to open different areas in the body, but everything on the right side, of course, you're going to feel your quads opening, firing up, your hip flexors, your psoas. So, and then we're going to add the arms, whichever way you want to have them. And take some long, deep breaths here. This is going to force you to breathe deep because you have a sway in your back and you have a chest open and lifted. And it's going to bring a lot of emotions, possibly. And just let them flow out with a breath. Because anytime we work on the psoas and we have an open chest on top of that, a lot of stuff can come to surface. But we are strong. We can make it as we breathe here. Sometimes we feel this effects of in yoga right away. Sometimes we get to feel the emotional release later. Either way, it's meaningful, and receive it and accept it and enjoy it. It's part of the practice. And now if you want to open the arms even more, you can add a cactus pose. But again, this is not a competition even with your own body. You just want to feel what feels right. If you feel your knees too close, bring it further. You want to get comfortable as much as you can. So we surrender in front of life, in front of this experience, and we breathe. These are some principles of yoga, the pranayama, the breath, the life force, holding the pose, the stillness, having a positive mindset, the concentration in the moment, dharana. Then we can get to dhyana, we can get in meditation, even in the uncomfortableness of life. We can express our yoga off the mat when we need it most. All right, so let's release that and we'll do the other side. Left knee down, bring the right foot out to your comfort. Yes, use those blocks in vertical or horizontal position, whatever you need to get there, and then you may be able to let go of the blocks. It's a balancing act, right? You don't expect that in Ian today. Great. Breathing through everything. The breath is the yoga. That's all we need to do sometimes to do the yoga. So if you need to come out, that's fine. If we sit, jog, or bike a lot, this area is going to be super tight. So we need to do it more and gradually and just work with it so we can feel more open in the front body. All right, let's come on out of this side. And I'm gonna step away from the wall a little bit now. And we'll come sideways on our mat for a nice and open straddle for frog pose. So here the knees would be on the mat. Make sure they're on the mat. And your feet are further out than the knees. We can get our blanket or bolster or block in the front to lay our forehead on, or we lay our forearms on. So we're gonna keep the hips on top of the knees. And then we're gonna drop forward. All right, yeah. So we're opening up these hips again. This is like you're on a horse, and we don't ride horses as much anymore, so we need to do this pose instead. Again, from all that sitting posture that we may have during the day, we can undo here and let the groin breathe. And all of these structures of the pelvic floor and the lymphatic system as well, right in the groin area. And we are accessing the spleen meridian as well. And we send all the energy from the legs, if you can feel in your own body, from the toe, it kind of meets in the middle of your low back between L4 and L5 possibly. Just notice this line of energy zigzagging through your body. That's the frog energy. So if you're a frog, we'll be jumping now. And just maybe see how it feels to be a frog. Why not? We can experience different things. We're being curious and see how it feels to be a frog right now. So now we're squeezing all the energy from the legs up into the lumbar spine and also from the upper body meeting in the same point. So we're going to bring everything into a center point. And then we'll open it up into the next pose. So let's stay here a couple more breaths. All right, let's bring the feet together first. And then press into the hands. And come back together. Before we get up, we're going to sit on our heels. Or bring a blanket underneath your sits bones if you need one. All right. So we're going to sit up tall. We're going to bring these eagle arms. So left arm under right. You're going to bring it up as far as we can as we inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna bring it down into the chest, running the spine, chin to the chest. And inhale again, bring it up, follow with your gaze. And exhale down and in. So we're opening up the space between the shoulder blades, all these muscles on the outside of the arm you would feel where it works. Deltoid, triceps, biceps, under the arm. And then between the shoulder blades, trapezius and rhomboids as you crunch inward. Inhale up. And last time, exhale. Good. Undo the arms and bring them the other way. And let's do this side. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Go with your pace, lengthening, lengthening, and dropping back, and then crunching, crunching, rounding inward. Good. And if you're just grabbing your shoulders, that's also a good way to do it. Inhaling up and exhale down. Great. Now we'll bring the hands behind the back into a prayer pose, meeting behind our back. Okay. So maybe if we could just go with the low back and maybe cross the wrist, maybe that's enough. Maybe we meet the fingertips together or whatever variation you can do. So we're gonna lift the spine and exhale, relax. Opening up this upper body now, shoulders, arms, rib cage. Breathe into your heart center. This opens up your heart naturally, since we're pressing between the shoulder blades, maybe. 2 more breaths. This is for the heart chakra and for all other meridians in the upper body. And the neck. Great, let's go ahead and release that. Relax those wrists, maybe rotate them around a little bit and shake from the elbows and from the shoulders, let it all go. All right, let's lift off. We're gonna come into dangling pose. We're gonna let the body just hang forward with the knees bent. So the knees must be bent here, and grab your elbows in your hands. And we will let the magic happen by stillness and time lapse. So at first you may want to sway a little bit if you feel like you need to, but after a while you want to become really still. And just let the body do the work that it needs to do to undo any kinks, to repair any blockages, to decompress the vertebrae of the spine. And you would feel it mostly L4 and L5 area at first, because that is the most compressed area in the body. And then your hamstring are gonna pull you and they're gonna drag your attention. And usually it's the one side first, your dominant side, and then the other. You'll notice this is your body teaching you about you.
And always trust your body's messages and feedback, because that is your best guru, your best teacher. I am just your guide today. And impatience may arise here too, because your brain may say, what the heck are you doing? Why am I wasting time doing this? And you go like, yeah, I'm doing this because I choose to. And just quiet down your mind that way. I'm gonna do this and you're gonna be here with me. Don't let your mind fool you into something different, because he wants to take you on a tangent, wants to fool you into something else. Yeah, you should be doing your thinking or being. And you're just deciding to be here now because you have a choice. Is the mind gonna be your boss, or are you gonna be the boss of your mind? Especially when you get slightly uncomfortable, that's when the mind is gonna try to trigger your attention. This pose is amazing, but it gets a little bit uncomfortable and angsty at first. So we're gonna really learn to be patient here. And we can't cause any harm because we're using our own body and we have our knees bent and we're not forcing anything. We're just allowing the gravity to pull and stretch us naturally. So it's a natural, long, deep stretch with lots of benefits. You will release those hamstrings, those pelvic floor attachments that get compressed and crimped and overused all the time. They get a chance to really find out who they are and get a chance to lengthen and stretch for a longer time. Because in order to get past the muscle, we need to be still and we need to allow time. The muscle, it's about work, it's about action. The deeper structures are about stillness. They move slower. They are more dense, cartilage, tendons, bones. So this stretch gets all the way to the bone. And we need to allow time to get there, to impress this energy into the bone marrow. Actually, in the femur bone, we produce red blood cells, so it's very good to access the femur bone with long, deep stretches. All right, if you feel your legs are starting to shake, that means they needed this. If you tend to put your hands on the floor, you're creating a different stretch. But of course, if it's too much, go ahead and come out. Because this one takes some time to get used to. All right, so maybe it's time to let go of that. So let's come on out slowly. But we'll just turn around on the mat to come on the belly for the next one. So we'll be doing a baby cobra. So feet and legs are together, hips are on the floor, and everything else is lifted. So our elbows are aligned with the shoulders, palms are down.
And we lift the chest until we find that comfortable edge. The neck is neutral. And if you feel like the neck needs to move a little bit, go ahead and drop it down first. And we'll create an infinity sign, like you are creating a figure 8 laying down flat, drawing it with your nose. So just to get any kinks out of the neck. And then maybe do it in the other direction as well. And then find a center point where you can hold still. Great, good job. Reconnect to the breath and really enjoy this energy. It's traveling again down the legs, down from the body to that sacral point again. So we are bringing all the energy into the sacral chakra, the second chakra in the body, accessing our creativity and creation power. And this is the relationship center. This is where we create relationships, the relational center. Now from here, we're gonna add a little bit more. So bring your toes under, stretch your hips back. So half happy child pose, not happy baby, child's pose. Left knee stays on the floor and right leg stretches out. So we're gonna half child's pose, dropping the hips back towards your heel on the left side. Yep. Good. All right, let's release this side and then we'll bring the other leg out. Right knee in, left leg out to the side. And come back into your half child's pose. Stretching back towards your heel. Nice. Enjoy your breath here. Enjoy the pose. Let's see what benefit you get here. In which area are you working? Great. Sink back towards your heel more if you are able, but again, don't force it. Great. Nice. Inhale, bring that knee back in. And turn around on your backs. Now thinking of happy baby, that's what's coming next. But it's only a half happy baby. We'll just let a half happy baby happen one at a time. So left foot comes into our hands. And right leg drops down to the floor with the heel touching only. And then the rest is gonna happen on its own. Don't try to straighten the leg, to lengthen it. Just let the heel touch and then let the work happen naturally. Because we're keeping this left knee close to the body, so it's gonna prevent the leg to lengthen to some extent. So just let it be and enjoy and see what happens. Just explore your body, see what you can find. Your body does want to talk to you. Sometimes we just don't have time to listen. And if we don't listen for a long time, you'll start to scream, and then sometimes it's in a form of a disease, a pain, a malaise that went further than we would have liked. So it's good to learn to listen to our bodies and receive this feedback on a more constant or regular basis. So we can be friends, not foes to our bodies. And we'll gently release that side and repeat on the other side. Right side, happy baby. Left leg drops down. Release that leg down. All right, now for the last pose, we're gonna get our bolster under our backs. So the bolster is gonna go from tailbone up against your spine. Your blocks are gonna go under your feet. So you have your feet elevated. And you can use your blanket to wrap around you if you would need it. You can put a block vertical if you need more elevation too. Let your arms come to the side. Chest is open, legs are elevated, low back relaxes. So you have your sits bones, back of your sits bones on the floor. Let's breathe into this open chest. It's a supported fish pose like Matsyasana. If we bring our hands on the sides of the body and slightly underneath, we'll have those fins to the side and we will look like a fish from above. So that's the pose we're creating here. And allow the breath to become more and more relaxed, more and more fluid. Just receiving and giving, giving and receiving. Inhale the future, exhale the past. Let go and relax. Let go to the max. Letting go of doing, just being. Because after all, you are a human being, not a human doing. And enjoy the stillness. Enjoy the sound. Let the vibration of the sound penetrate your body cells and your brain cells, your neurons, rearranging them in a better pattern for your benefit. Our bodies contain a lot of water, and water is very responsive to sound. So let the sound guide you into a better shape and form of your higher self to experience a different life, a better experience of life. Where you thrive and enjoy, not barely survive and strive. Letting go of doing, it is not easy for humans. So we have to practice. That's why we have yoga. We come back to our mat, or we give back to ourselves. We replenish, realign, rejoice, rebound. Let's take the last few breaths together, aligning with ourselves and with each other in a community of yogis. So we'll bring our right hand to the center of the chest and left hand to the belly, right above the navel. Let's breathe into the core, into the Manipura chakra, the solar power and energy that you are. Breathe into the heart center, into the Anahata chakra, the compassion and love you have for yourself. When we have enough for you, you can always share. Connecting with the third point between the eyebrows in the Ajna chakra for inspiration, intuition, where we can stay fully connected with who we are, with our intention, with our purpose in life. So we can live a life that is full of joy and purpose. Breathing in one more time to connect these three centers, feeling fully, vibrantly alive, well and rested and rejuvenated. As you inhale now, bring the arms up overhead, take a long stretch, move your head side to side. Bring the knees to a bend, come to your right side, and come on up when you are ready. And let's share the benefits of our practice today. Chanting Om together. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale. Inhale again. Om. Inhale again. Om. Let a sound resonate in your heart and mind. One more time. Inhale. My heart to yours. Namaste. All right, yogis, great job. Thanks for coming in today. Peggy, how are you?
I'm well.
Peggy.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, she's quiet. That's okay. Yes, great. Oh, good to see you. Have
Nice
a good
to see
evening.
You too. You too.
I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye-bye.